Welcome back to MS Excel basic lesson number 10. In this lesson we are going to learn conditional formatting. Conditional formatting is a tool with the help of which we can change the formation of a cell on the basis of a condition. If a condition becomes true, the cell will be formatted according to our requirements, and in case the condition become false, there will be no formatting at all. Conditional format can change the appearance of a cell on the basis of a condition, and we can find a number of built-in conditions in MS Excel. Before applying the conditional formatting command, we need to select the cell range where we want to apply the conditional formatting. Suppose in our example we want to apply the conditional formatting on the quantity of the product sold by the salesperson. In this case, the column D contains the quantities. We have selected the range from D2 to D15 and click on the conditional formatting. The first one is highlight the cell rules. There are a number of conditions that can help us to highlight the cell. The first one is greater than. By clicking the greater than, we can see that by default format cells that are greater than 9.5, and by default the formation is light red fill with dark red text. This formation can be changed by clicking the arrow and custom cell format, or there are other built-in cell formation. Let's go to the custom format. The dialog box that appears shows the number, font, border and the fill tabs, and we can apply the changes using these four tabs. Say the number, we can apply this format on the number, and the font, we can change the color of the font. Say we want to change the color of the text as blue, and it should be the bold as well at the same time. Now the border, we want our cell to be surrounded with a solid line colored as red. The surrounding will be red border. And the fill, say we want to fill the cell with a light green. Pressing OK, we can see the cell formation has been changed on the basis of the condition. The cell that have the value more than 9.5 changed its appearance in the way we require. Alex sold the quantity of 10 which is greater than 9.5 and the condition is true. Let's suppose Alex sold quantity of 9 which is not true, so formatting will be not done for the Alex. John has sold the quantity of 5 which is not true for our conditional formatting. Let's make is true, and John sold a quantity of 12. That means condition will be true and the formation will be changed in the way we require. Conditional formatting can be removed. In order to remove the conditional format, we need to select the range where condition has been applied. Click on conditional format and clear rules. So first option is the clear rules from the selected cell, and we can see that conditional formatting has been removed from the cells that we applied before. After making the selection of the range where we want to apply the conditional format, the conditional format for less than, between and equal to can be applied in the same way that we have applied for the greater than. However, whereas the text that contains, we need to select the range that has the text. For example, salesperson's names, and we want to apply that conditional formatting, that text that contains what. By default the first one is John, and it has been selected as John. Name can be replaced. For example, we want to replace it with Peter, and the same custom formatting can be applied on the name. And we want to change fill, say fill is a yellow, and font bold italic, name should be in blue color. OK, and we can see that the formation has been changed according to our condition. So where the condition is met, condition is true, the formation has been changed according to what we has provided. Conditional formatting rule for top bottom rules are more or less same. that we have seen in highlight cell rules. Let's move on to data bars. Before applying the data bars, we need to select the range where we have to apply data bar, conditional formatting, and data bars. Data bars has been divided in two parts: gradient fill and solid fill. So you can see a difference between the gradient fill and the solid fill. Suppose we are going to select the solid fill, and we can see that a bar has been added with the figures. This bar has been generated on the basis of the size of the data. The maximum size that we can see is 16, and the longest bar is for cell that contains 16. If we extend the cell width, we can see that the 16 is the longest bar and the shortest bar is for 3. The size of bar has been adjusted according to the size of data. Default setting or predefined setting has been used to generate this bar. However, these predefined setting can be changed by clicking on more rules. We can see the format all cell based on their values. So first type is we have selected the data bar. The rest of the things we'll be going to discuss later today. Next one is show bar only. If we check this box, the values in the bar will disappear. Only bar will be appearing in the cell. Type and value has been set as automatic. Bar appearance, let's change it to the gradient, and color say is green. So we can see the preview that this green color has been added. No border, let's add a solid border. So black border has been added. Let's change it with the red border and press OK. So we can see the gradient bar has been added and the figures has been disappeared. Figure are already there, like we can see it's 12 is there. We have made the setting as to disappear the figures. In order to get the figures back, we need to select the range where figures has been disappeared. Conditional formatting, manage rules. When we click on the manage rules, we can see that this formation, the data bar, we need to add this rule. By editing, we can see that we check this box as tick, so we want to uncheck it so that the figure should be back to be displayed. By pressing OK, we can see that the figure are back in display now. So in order to remove the conditional format, we can again apply clear rule from the selected cells, and conditional formatting will be disappear. Let's move on to color scale. The color scale can be applied to the data. For example, we want to apply the color scale on the prices. Select prices range, conditional formatting, color scales. So we have the option of 3 color scales option and 2 color scale option. Let's start from 2 color scale option. This is the green and the white 2 color option. After applying in the color scale, we can see that the highest price has a darkest green color, whereas as the prices goes down, color become lighter and lighter, and finally the lowest price, the color become white, the second color. By making the selection of the prices and conditional format manage rule editing, we can see that there are 2 color scales. Minimum is a white color and maximum is a green color. Before move on to 3 color scale, let's clear the format for 2 color scale. Again, select a range, conditional format, color scale, and we want to apply a 3 color scale up on the prices. Let me explain this 3 color scale through the manage rules. When we apply the manage rule, edit rule, we can see that there are 3 colors. For extreme highest value, color is red, and for extreme lowest value, color is darkest blue, whereas the middle value has a color of white. The percentile, the 50% middle value is a white color. So in case we see that the maximum or the highest value is 8.25, which has a dark red color, and then 6 and 6.5, these are getting lower red color, and whereas the lowest figure is 3.5, which represent the dark blue color and lowest value. The middle value we can see is a 5.5 or the 5.25, which is represented as the white background. A minor changes has been made here in our table. Quantity forecast has been added as a new column against the quantity actually sold. A column of variance has been added. I'm going to now apply the conditional formatting on the variance of the quantity. Conditional format start from new rule. For new rule, there are a number of options that we can adopt. The second option is format only cell that contain cell value. So we need to select the cell value, and this value should be equal to 0. That means there is no change at all from actual quantity and the forecast quantity. If actual quantity becomes equal to forecast quantity, there is no format set so far. Let's make a format against this one. We want the background fill of cell as green. Okay, so we can see there are two persons or the two invoices which are actually sold as 8 and it was forecasted as 8. So difference or variance is a 0, which has been turned into green. For example, Jane, she sold 7 quantity actually. Say she was selling 8 quantity, so which will become exactly equal to the forecast quantity. The variance will become 0 and formation will be automatically changed in accordance with the conditional format we have set for. Let's add a second condition on the variance column. Conditional format, manage rule, and we want to add a new rule in addition to the one that has been already applied. New rule, same dialog box, cell contains value and value should be greater than 0, mean it should be the positive, and we want to change the format. Format should be blue, and we can see the person who has sold the quantity more than the quantity forecast, all of the figures has been turned into blue background. In order to apply third rule, we need to select the column variance, conditional formatting, manage rule. There are 2 rules already. We are going to add a third one for cell that contains, and this time it should be less than 0, mean it is negative. For negative, format should be more colors. We want to select the pink color. Okay, and a third rule has been added now, and we can see that the person who has sold less than the forecast value, the background of the cell, the negative values has been changed as pink. Before moving to icon sets, let's remove the conditional format that we have already set on the variance. Clear rules. There is no rule on the variance, and now we are going to apply set icons on variance. Conditional format, set icons. So by default there are a number of set icons that we can apply. It has been categorized as directional, shapes, indicators, and rating. Just for example, I'm going to apply the directional, which has been already predefined. Excel used the default settings or default conditions for the variance for directional icons, so we are going to change this default setting according to our requirements. So manage rule, in the manage rule we are going to edit the rule. For edit rule, we can see the conditions that the type is %. We need to change the type as a number, so our condition is that for up arrow key it should be greater than 5. So for up arrow key, value should be greater than or equal to 5, and for yellow arrow it should be between 0 and 5. So that means it is less than 5 but greater or equal to 0. And lastly, for negative numbers, the red or down arrow key which will be less than 0, and press OK. So our new rule has been set according to our condition that we want to apply on the variances. Values of the variance which are in the range of greater than 5 has been turned into the green arrow. Three values are equal to 5 or greater than 5, and that's why we can see a green arrow with the figures. On the other hand, the values which are in between the range 0 and 5, a yellow arrow can be seen, and for negative values, red down arrow can be seen. By applying the copy and paste command, we can copy not only the formula or the data, the conditional formatting is copied as well. For example, 15 and 8, 15 minus 8, so result is 7. We can see that no conditional format can be seen for the result 7. But if we copy from the conditional format and paste it on the difference of 15 and 8, we can see that conditional formatting also has been copied. The last thing that we need to apply, that find conditional formatting. By clicking conditional format, we can see that the range that has conditional formatting has been selected. So in this way we can locate or trace the conditional formatting in whole of the sheet. That was the conditional formatting.